Hello, my friends. This is Otaku Cook, and today I'll be making Japanese chicken curry. In Japan, curry roux packets are used for making curry at home. But in today's recipe, I'll be making the curry roux mix from scratch. So if you cannot get your hands on one of these, that would be fine, you could just make it at home. So first we'll start by marinating our chicken. I'm using one whole chicken, boneless with its skin on. You can use pork or beef or just make it a vegetarian dish. It's your choice. So we'll start our marination by adding 1 tablespoon of salt. Now make sure that you don't underseason your chicken because it will taste bland, and I'm pretty sure that you don't want that to happen. Next is some freshly cracked black pepper. Now be generous with this because the recipe does require a good amount of black pepper in it. Next add soya sauce. Next is mirin, which is a type of Japanese cooking wine. Now I know most Indian homes don't have mirin in their kitchen, but you can always order it online. If you still can't get your hands on it, that's fine. You can substitute it with some white wine, or if you just don't want any alcohol in your recipe, that's fine. You can add any white vinegar of your liking and some sugar, and that will do the trick. Next, add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and give it a proper mix, making sure that the chicken is completely covered by the marinade. Next is corn flour. Now we are using this for not adding any flavor, is just so that the marinade sticks properly with the chicken. It will also be helpful in the cooking process later. Once done with that, make sure that you let the marinade rest for at least 30 minutes before using. Now let's get to the vegetables. Over here I am using one of each: potato, carrot, onion and bell pepper. But you could use any vegetable of your liking. I am even going to add some mushrooms in it. Of course, all these vegetables are thickly cut. Of course, the size of the vegetables is up to your liking, so cut them the way you want. But there is one rule, and that is that you cannot, and I mean you cannot, skip the potato. Because the potato tastes as good as, if not better than, the chicken. So leave it there. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now I have covered how to make a dark roux in my previous recipe, so for this one I am not going to go in any detail. In fact, for the most part I am going to skip this process. So if you want to know more about how to make a dark roux, just watch my previous episode. It's called chicken and sausage jambalaya, and I will leave a link to that recipe in the description below. And yes, we require to make a dark roux for even this recipe. The only difference is that we are not going to add our vegetables in this roux. We are going to do the opposite. And that is that we are going to add a roux in the vegetables. But we are still going to add something in this. So to make sure that it doesn't burn, we need to cool it down once we are done. Once your roux cools down, you need to add 1 tablespoon of garam masala powder. You could use any brand of your liking. And then add 2 to 3 tablespoons of Madras curry powder. Now if you can't get your hands on Madras curry powder, that's fine. A good substitute is readily available and it is in almost every Indian home. That's the masala from your Maggi. 2 to 3 packets would do just fine. Now these powders are usually ready to cook, so it doesn't take them too long for releasing their flavors. In fact, in garam masala, these spices are roasted before they are powdered. That's the reason why you shouldn't add these powders while the roux is very hot. At least let the roux cool down a little so that these spices won't burn. By the way, dark roux does have a good shelf life, so you can keep this roux in your fridge for some time and it won't spoil. Let's start cooking our curry now by dredging our chicken in some flour and searing it skin side down in some oil. This is one of the reasons why you use corn flour, by the way. It helps the flour to stick with the chicken. Once you're done with the chicken, add ginger garlic paste in the same pan. Saute it until the raw edge is gone. After that, add good amount of curry leaves and saute them as well. Once your ginger garlic paste is nice and brown, then you can add your chopped onion. Saute it nicely until it gets pink. Now when your onions start getting pink, you can add your mushrooms. Now these mushrooms are going to be releasing a lot of moisture, so you have to make sure that you remove all of it. When all the water from the mushrooms is gone, now you can add your potato and carrot. These vegetables in particular are going to take the longest to cook. That's the reason why we'll be adding them before we add the bell peppers. Now when your carrot and potato starts getting a nice color, which may take around 5 to 10 minutes, you can now add your bell peppers. Now these are not going to take that long, so you don't have to worry about that. Add salt and black pepper and make sure that all the seasoning is nicely incorporated. Now you can add your chicken and make sure that you mix it nicely. Now you can add your chicken stock. And of course, this recipe is going to taste as good as your stock. So make sure that you make a very nice stock for this recipe. Now when your stock comes to a boil, you can add your roux. And because the roux is made from flour, it is going to create lumps. So you have to make sure that you stir in the roux well. So when you avoid getting these lumps, you will get a beautiful and thick gravy. But we are not done yet. We still need to add a few more things. Now lastly we are going to add some red chili powder, some paprika powder. Now of course the level of heat depends on you, how hot you want. If you like it hot, add as much as you like. After that we are going to add honey and milk, and lastly we are going to add some dark chocolate. Now these are optional, you don't have to add honey, milk or chocolate. If you like it, add it. If you don't, avoid it. Now you can have this curry with rice, which is the most popular way of eating it, or you can have it with roti, chapati, or even noodles. Yes, the noodles that were left from the Maggi packet, you can use them to eat with this curry. Trust me, they taste absolutely amazing. You will not regret it. So this is how you make Japanese style chicken curry. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This is Otaku Cook signing out. Bye.